to produce that which I have in me towards you. And just a conversation of encouragement to you all that life is beautiful when you journey according to the will and the purpose that God has for us. I know maybe you're expecting that we will talk about certain skills that we may have. Is it AI, the skills? But that is not what I'm going to talk about. Because when you finish your campus life, you're like, what next? Where can I start from after campus? Because according to us, life is very unpredictable. But we have some social essential skills that everyone must possess for them to be successful. So before we speak about that, I want to first give my life testimony and how God has allowed me to be here, because it will be a disservice to the kingdom if I don't speak about the goodness of the Lord that has allowed me to be where I am today. Rose Eteye is a girl from a small village in the western region of this country. To be specific, a county called Vihiga County. A girl that went to school on foot, without shoes. Actually attended a school without shoes. My primary school level, I went to school without shoes. This is a testimony I used to be scared to talk about until I was told, no, you should speak about it because it is good for you to do so. A school, it was so remote that putting on shoes was seen like, what exactly are you doing? You're backward. Why are you putting on shoes? You understand? Later on, I transitioned and went to high school and met my friend Belinda. A school where the who's and who's were. Fitting in for me was not very easy because I came from a village place. I don't think I had gone to a city. I had not traveled to Nairobi yet. Joining that school, because of the fitting in, my performance was not very good. But I tried my level best until God, through the mercies of God, I was able to join Kenyatta University. That was my first time I stepped foot in the city of Nairobi. And when I came to the city of Nairobi, I took a course called Bachelor's of Education Arts, to be specific, Kiswahili and History. The main reason I did that, are you there? Who is that? You're doing the same course? Bachelor's of Education. Why is he scared of speaking? Are you doing Bachelor's of Education?
I did.
You did? Oh, you're already done?
Yes.
Oh, that is good. Are you teaching?
No.
Not yet. Registered though. But you have something you're doing at the moment? That is very good. So when I did Bachelor's of Education Arts, Kiswahili and History, I did that degree because my father and my mother were teachers, are still teachers to date. So for me, I entered that course because my father told me it is permanent and pensionable. That was the reason, a big mistake. We go into courses because we think they'll keep us in a certain comfort zone. I didn't go into it because I had the knowledge and understanding of what education could do. If I had the knowledge I have now, I would have done more in my campus days than I did then. Because for me, education ended with a classroom, being before students, teaching Kiswahili and teaching history. According to my understanding, the salary and the lifestyle I wanted for myself, a teacher's salary could not sustain what I wanted. So I started venturing and desiring other things. And what is that? Working in the bank. The desire that I had to work in the bank was not because of also an understanding, but because the ladies in the bank dress so well. Okay? I could go with my mom to the bank. I see the ladies putting on heels. And I'm like, goodness, I want to be a banker. That is the main reason I wanted to be a banker. But even in our small prayers, God hears. Isn't it? God looks at the heart. What is that deep in desire that you have towards your life? And you speak it. At that moment, I had not accepted Christ Jesus. I was just living life. But my greatest desire was, Father Lord, not even Father Lord, I was not praying. I was just speaking. I used to confess and say, I must work in a bank. I don't know how, but I must work in a bank. And that time, my parents used to be in cooperative bank. Coming to campus, as I was in campus, I managed to meet a friend who used to work with Barclays Bank. The people who know what Barclays Bank really is, or really was those days, isn't it? Yeah. Barclays Bank was a real high-end bank those days, exclusive. And I had a privilege one day to walk in the Barclays Bank banking hall, and I saw, that day I thought I was dressed in my best. But I met a lady, a cleaner, who was dressed better than me that specific day. And the conviction was cemented within me that I must be in a bank. If a cleaner can dress better than me, I must be in a bank. Finishing campus life, by God's grace, God gave me a job in the bank to work for a Pan-African bank. Don't I deserve a clap? So God granted me a chance and an opportunity to work in a Pan-African bank, to be specific, Ecobank. Began as a teller, customer service, and later moved to customer relationship manager, Premier Banking, where I worked for at least 10 and a half years and moved and joined the organization I am today. So today, as leaders, as I have come to speak to you, there are mistakes I made as a person, and there are things that worked for me as a person that have allowed me to journey and be where I am today. And that is what I wish to speak to us about. I know you may expect me to speak about what skill set do I have that will allow me to be in the job market. Sometimes I have seen people with degrees, with beautiful papers, but they're tamarking and looking for jobs. Is it true? We have seen people with engineering courses. We have seen people who have even done, because they didn't get a job, they went and added and did CPAK. But still, and even did a master's and did a PhD, but still they're not able to attract the employer of their dream or of their choice. Sometimes some of those things are man-made, your own doing, your own branding. And some of those things also, it just fits. But in the space whereby you are not able to access what you want to do, what is it that you think is not working for you? That is what I want us to discuss today. So in my capacity and in my engagement, I realized that as a person, as a leader, the things you do in your campus days, the people you meet in your campus days, define the trajectory you will take immediately you're out of that campus, isn't it? Sometimes you can realize that when you're at a place of work today and you are fired, for those who are working, there are some colleagues who will never reach out. Is it true? No one will ever call you. No one will ever text you. Your phone will go silent. But the value someone has seen in you will ensure that they follow you through even after your job is lost or even after you transition to the next level of employment. So as a leader, when you were in campus and when you are in campus, do we have some who are still in campus today? We do? Okay. When you're still in campus, what kind of networks are you creating currently that will work for you? The first job I didn't speak about was a small admin job that I got. Actually, immediately after campus, I will tell you, I never hustled. I have never knocked in anyone's office for a job. I don't present that to brag, but I present that to just share with you and encourage us that it is possible for you to transition immediately from campus and get yourself in a job market. I finished my exams on a Monday morning. Is it Monday? On a Thursday evening, and I had a job on a Monday morning in a small organization in town. It was not paying me so much. It was paying me 25,000 shillings that time. But I was very grateful because of the network that I created when I was in campus. When you are in campus, what networks are you creating as a person? What events are you attending as a person? How are you networking yourself? 2 days ago, I was speaking in the East African Leadership Summit, and I was talking and telling students, if you have been here for 2 days and you've not managed to get even contacts of 2 or 3 people, you have a problem with networking. That you came here today, we have top leaders. We had the leader of LinkedIn. Is there anyone who attended that summit? The East African Summit? It was at KICC, those 2 days ago. That you have attended this summit for 2 days. God has graced you with leaders, and you're not even able to take a contact of 1 or 2 people, or even your fellow students. Then that should speak to the kind of networking skills that you have. You should work and improve on your skills. As you are in campus, how your journey will be after that depends on what you do when you're still in school. The career days come. Do you ever attend those career days? That is where the top leaders of industry players come, isn't it? That is where you should be found and very active in those leadership forums, in those career forums. Volunteering programs, be there. Get a chance to network. Don't put money forward that this job I'm going to do, what will they pay me? That kind of mentality can put us monument in the same space and not be able to realize that which God has called us to do. In that summit also, I met a young girl from Masai Mara University. She was on a volunteering program. I'll talk about testimonies to speak on what I want to speak. And when this girl saw me lost to where I was going to sit, and she came offered to carry my handbag and just asked me, Madam, you look lost. Where are you going to? And I told her, I am looking for this function that is happening, East African Summit happening at Amphitheater. And she was gracious enough to carry my bag and take me to the place where I was supposed to be. When I was leaving, she still looked where I was and still got me out of the space until I exited KICC. And this lady interested me. And I asked her, what do you do? And she told me, I came to this function to volunteer. And I told her, which year are you? She said, I'm a 4th year at Masai Mara University. And I just asked her, would you wish to work in a bank? And she said, yes, madam, I will be very glad to work in a bank. I didn't care which course. I don't think I even asked her which course she does. I really didn't ask that. It didn't really matter to me what course she does. What she showcased to me really impressed me, you know, that what she does will come later. And I told her, take my card. And I gave her a contact of someone from one of the banks in the country who was actually looking for an employee in a certain space of that office. And that is how the lady, I think in a week's time, she'll be going for an interview. And that is how she earned herself a job before she graduates. So what am I telling us is the kind of networking that you do currently will speak volumes to how you will be in the future. The job I got that I'm talking to you about, the 25,000 job, I got it when I was still in campus because this person I had met while I was still in campus. Through a good conversation, friends, you know, you just want to, and you always speak about what you're doing. Don't be scared of speaking about what you're doing. Are you doing engineering? Speak about it. Speak about it. So this gentleman had me speak about, I do education. And he said, I'm opening a college some years to come. When that will be ready, that was in 2nd year, when that will be ready, I will call you. By the grace of God, in 4th year, that is the time the gentleman called me and asked me, by then, did you graduate? I told him, yes, I did. I have not graduated, but I just finished my exams. Would you wish to have a job? I said, yes, I would really wish to have a job. Come tomorrow. Come on Monday. That was on a Friday. Come on Monday, we will talk. I went to the office, we talked, and that is how I was hired. Through the networks that I created when I was in campus. And when you're talking about networking, we had one of the leaders of LinkedIn that was talking about how to take advantage of LinkedIn for you to get a job. We've seen a space whereby people get the networks, but these networks don't work for them. Is it true? You have come to a function, for example, and you got a number of a president of a certain organization. You got a number of a certain top CEO Then what next? You are from campus. What next? Is getting a contact enough? If you get my contact, is it enough? It is not enough. Because once I live here, when you call me, people would want to know of what value are you. Getting my number is one thing. Getting someone's number is one thing. Executing that number for it to work for you is something else, okay? So we go to LinkedIn and get a contact of someone, and we think this someone is very good, let me follow them. And that is it. And we get ourselves with a cold pipeline of numbers of top people. When you open your phone for me, you have so much top people, but none of these people can even call you back if you try to call them. Has it ever happened to us? You go to a function, you got a number of a CEO, but when you call that CEO, he will never pick your number. Do you know why? It's presentation. I went to a meeting, and one time, just because I'm a CEO, I thought I could get a number of everyone. It never works like that. People want to see the value they can derive from you, period. Even a mentor. When I tell you I want to mentor you, I must have seen something in you that will allow me to mentor you. Is it true? That is just how life is. I can only accept you when I see something. Even though you are in a certain stage right now, but when you talk to me about your vision, I can tell this person is going very far. And that is how I will accept the responsibility of mentorship according to your presentation. So what do you do when you get a contact today from LinkedIn or from someone today, and you want to make that contact active? Within 24 hours, this is someone advised me, within 24 hours, when you get when you get a contact of a top person in a certain space, make sure you text them and tell them, my name is this and this and this. I got your number, mention the event. I was happy to meet you and we were able to discuss this and this. I will be glad to meet you another day, or even make a compliment of what you saw. Or maybe that person spoke about a topic. Let them know that you appreciate the topic they spoke about, and let it be open that you are ready for a further conversation, okay? But when you get a number and keep quiet and get in contact with this person after 3 or 4 months, chances are this person has attended so many other functions and you're just one of the contacts, or he'll assume or she will assume that you just picked a contact randomly and you're just reaching out. But when you're able to mention specifically that I met you in this event on this day, we spoke about this and this and this, I will be glad and open for us to have a further conversation. After that, if it was a physical meeting, go to their LinkedIn profile and follow them. And still leave the same message if it is okay for them, and let them reply, okay? Then that will make it active for you to be able to contact that person later in case an opportunity arises. Are we together? So that is about networking. Another issue that I have seen that brings a lot of problems for us students, and even after campus life, is assuming that life is a straight line. Life is not a straight line, my dear friends. That you did a degree in medicine, do not expect that I will automatically get a job in medicine. It never works like that. Sometimes it may not. For some people it does, for some it does not. I did a degree in education arts, Kiswahili and history. I got myself in the banking space, left the banking space, and I'm now back to the education space. You see how life can happen sometimes? So when you do a degree in, I usually have a big problem with people who do engineering, computer science, and medicine. I know these are very specialized categories, okay? But sometimes they always want to get a job in that space, come what may, isn't it? I have a testimony of my own blood brother. He did a degree in pharmacy at the University of Nairobi. Very bright chap. And when he finished campus, his friends around him were getting jobs with very big companies, multinational companies. And he used to be brighter than some of them. even in class. And according to him, he assumed when they get out of campus, it will be automatic for him to get a better job. But you'll be very shocked that there are people, sometimes they don't even attend classes, but they'll get better jobs like some of us, than some of us. Sini ukweli? You will go to a class and get someone who's a great joker. But when they get out of campus, just somehow, they have bigger jobs. They are flying international, but you who was very bright, always in class, very loyal, very obedient, you're struggling and hustling every day. Is it true? Does it look like I'm speaking to someone? So what happens? It's because we think, because I did engineering, an engineering firm must hire me. It never works like that. Get what you can get, you can do at that moment as you wait for what you envision to be. And sometimes the job you envision to be is in the small things. Despise not the humble beginnings. Okay? Why am I saying this? So when my brother finished school and he had a bachelor's in pharmacy, he's performed very well. And he's expecting, because his friends are flying outside the country in big companies, he will automatically also be employed. He was very shocked in 2019. After graduating, he didn't get a job immediately. And not because he was not sharp, very bright. He can name those, Madawa, he can really name them offhand. But somehow, for his mentality was in a certain kind of a company. I must get through to this company. If I don't get to this company, no, I will not take any job. I will not take something less. If they don't pay me 100 and above, I am not taking this job. That is that is an undoing for some of us. After he had waited, he was later hired by a pharmaceutical in town where he got a job of around 50,000. As a pharmacy student, your friends are earning 300 and 400,000. They are driving Mercedes-Benz 2 years down the line. You are still on metro buses, taking the metro bus, you know. And for you, you're seeing your friends advancing. And that has also been a great undoing. We compare ourselves too much. Because my friend graduated with them and they got this job, I also want to be in that space. He later left that job because his mindset was still, he was still trying to imagine, how do I get myself, how am I this smart and I can't get a better job? Went back home and sat at home and we thought we should set for him something. And when we set up something for him, a pharmacy, again in that space of mentality of comparing himself again. So now it has come out from employment, now it is even business. You also get friends who have set up such businesses and he's comparing himself. Look at how brother this is having a very good business. They're making sales of 50, 60,000 per day. Why am I struggling to even make just 2,000 or 3,000 per day? Okay? And that drained him. Now, it makes you sit in a space where you are only comparing yourself and not reaching out to even in research on what you can do to improve your overall performance in terms of that business. This problem of comparison, comparing yourself to your friends. So what happened? The business closed down. I'm giving you this personal testimony for you to just see the danger of comparing ourselves. And later, he got himself a better job. And in this job, we told him, you will have to stay there, whether the salary is small or not. You know, some of us maybe have people who support us. And when we get out of that, our campus lives, after comparing ourselves, we can always jump in and out of employment because after all, my brother or my sister will hold my hand. But when you do not have anyone to hold your hand, you will stay even with a job of 5,000. Is it true? Regardless of your degrees. But when you do not have someone to support you and you told him we are downing down our tools, you will have to fly on your own. We thank God. Because of that, when we stepped back, we allowed him to thrive in his own space. He now later got a better job that he has always dreamt of. And now he's comfortable where he is. After getting the counsel and being told that don't compare yourself. Your journey is different from A and your journey is different from B. God can tell you you will be a very great doctor in the future, but he will allow you to work as a cleaner in a certain space for some time to also teach you some values, patience, humility, before he ushers you to a stage of greatness. Okay? I'm telling you this, and I'll share another example about how God brings up people from the humble beginnings and elevates them to greatness. When I was working in the bank, the space of the bank, the banking space, we had these cleaners, the support staff. And this support staff, you know, sometimes in a place of work, they can really be sent so many times. Go bring me this, go bring me this. And that guy would go with so much enthusiasm. They will not complain. This one specific gentleman that I identified. And one time as I was passing where they were seated, I saw him with books. He was reading. And I asked him, "What are you doing?" And he told me, "Madam, you know, I'm in class. I am doing CPA. I'm almost at CPA K." And I asked, "Wait, what do you mean? CPA K? This is a cleaner. He was earning like 13,000. I asked him, because this is when something I've not done myself. And I asked him, "What course did you do?" He told me, "I was in campus. I finished my high school and I got a B. I didn't manage a grade to go to campus. So I went to, when I finished my high school, I didn't manage to go to campus. I went to a college and I did accounting. So I later took up to do CPA." And that really moved me. I imagine there are some colleagues of mine who do not even have the same qualifications this guy has. And right now, he's a cleaner, but he's also working towards improving himself. And there and then we held ourselves. I went talked to my colleagues and told them, this gentleman who's a cleaner and he's doing this and this, can we get him something to do? Because it moved me that this guy, even though he's had so much great grades, he's still humble enough to still improve himself. And he has not despised this small job of being a cleaner, support staff in the office. And that is how the guy managed to move out. And I presume right now he is doing what he has always desired. He was hired by one of the biggest beauty companies in the country as an accountant. And right now, I presume, the last time we talked was like 3 years ago, he told me that he is now doing what he went to school to do. What I'm saying is, my dear friends, don't despise the humble beginnings. That you did a degree in a specific area that seems very nice and very good. Do not think life will always be like that. It's always good to dream and hope. Even as you do those small things that God may have opened yourself to, do not lose your focus on the great things that you want in life, okay? Even though you are at a humble beginning, let your mind not shift from the greatness that you want to achieve, but never assume that you will jump from the bottom to the cliff in a single day. It happens progressively. If employment does not come, the space of entrepreneurship is still open for you. Get something, be doing something, get yourself doing something. One time I was seated in the bank space and a lady who has done a master's, she did a master's in finance, came to my desk and asked me, "Madam, I want you to honestly just tell me, I want a job." That is what she told me, "I want a job." And I told her, "Which job do you want?" She told me, "Do you know I have done a master's in finance and I cannot even get a job as a teller in a bank." Okay? And I told her, "Have you ever tried to volunteering services?" "I do not even have a chance to volunteer." Some people, things can be so tight that you don't even get a chance to volunteer. Has it ever happened to some people? You're looking for internship, but huwezi pata. Ni ukweli? Even a place to allow you to work for free sometimes become a bit difficult. Isn't it? That is when you realize life is really, truly tough. That even for free, I cannot even offer my own personal services for free. The way people love free things, I can still not offer for free. Then that you should look back and check on very many other things. How is your branding? When you come and talk to me, how do you present yourself? The small, small things. When you dress, how are you dressing? The friends you're keeping. When you go back to your Facebook, for me, the first thing when I go to the employment space, I first of all went to my Facebook and deleted my past history. Okay? Because employers check such things. Regardless of how small they look. You were seen in a party somewhere doing stuff, blah, 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 and you posted and you were very excited about it at that moment. Trust me, life is very unfair. I will go to your Facebook page and search your name and see a photo of you shishaing somewhere, vaping somewhere, and immediately before you even speak, I do not even know if you accepted Christ or not. I will definitely write you off. Si ni ukweli? So let's go back and check about, let our past not eat us up. If there is something to clean up your past. Clean up your past. Reconcile and let things be in the right manner. Bure, even volunteering services will be a bit tricky for some of us. Okay? Another thing is what I think we should speak about is fear. Sometimes fear can limit us from accessing what we want. What does fear do? Fear tells you that you cannot make it. Fear tells you that you're not enough. This thing, others have done it. Do you think you're better than this and this and this? You cannot. You cannot make it. Don't do it. Okay? I will tell you, even myself as it is right now, there are meetings sometimes when I'm called to, I get scared. Okay? But I surround myself with friends like Belinda. Belinda will tell you, Madam, you're going to speak. Whether you want it or not. This meeting you will go. I will be given a topic to go and discuss. And I will tell Belinda, this topic looks a bit tough for me. I don't think I can handle this topic. I remember one time I was given a topic on neurodiversity. And I was like, it was an international conversation. Neurodiversity. And I was like, Belinda, what exactly should I say about that? She told me, you sit down. Let me help you research. You also do your own research. We shall have a debrief to just know what you can say, the talking points, the punchlines that you need to have. Have such people that can encourage you for you to do away with fear, okay? One time I was going to have a panel discussion. And the speakers I saw on that line that I'm supposed to be with got me scared, okay? It really got me scared. I thought, no, this one I cannot do. And I could call some people and tell them, hey, I've been given a panel discussion here. The topic is well known to me. But now how do I converse with the CEO of this and this, you know, the MD of this company? These people have been in this space longer than me. What do you think I should do? So what I gave as an excuse is, I will be flying out for two weeks. You know, I had that. I was supposed to have that conversation on. It was a 3-day event. So what I did, I went on the first day. The reason I was going, I knew that day was not my session, so I was going to give an excuse that I will not be coming. But just in case I don't come, at least you have seen me. I have come to support you in this event. So I went and told the organizer that I am sorry, I just got an emergency. I'll have to fly out for at least a week or two. So please bear with me. Get someone else who can step in for me to speak on my behalf. That was fear, okay? So I went back, I left the place, and I talked to a friend and told my friend, I don't think I can handle that topic. I don't think I can handle those people. The issue is not the topic, the issue is the people around me that you are going to speak with. They look so great that I don't think I can manage to speak with them. And my friend told me, no. Rose, you cannot. Call that person right now. Call him back right now and tell him that the flight has been delayed and cancelled. You must speak. You know, that got me scared. I was like, no, this person is pushing me too much. This person is pushing me too much. I was like, what do you exactly do? I thought he was very annoying. The person was very annoying. He told me, no, you're going to speak. Come rain, come sunshine, you will speak in that forum. This is a very good opportunity for you. It's going to usher you on the international stage. And I called the person and I told him, I am sorry. As I was heading to the airport, I just been called back that there's an emergency. So I have to come back. Is that space still available for me to speak? But I was shaking. He told me, oh, we shall gladly have you on board to speak to us. So what happened in the night? I was reading through books, looking at the profiles of those people that I'm going to sit with, you know, checking. This is the president of what? This is the president of this. This is organizer of this. And I read through, knew their profiles. By the time I was going to that hall, I am very composed. When I got there on the panel discussion, I really questioned myself why I was scared in the first place. They hold the big titles, but I realized I could articulate my issues better than they could. Okay? So sometimes fear holds us in certain spaces that you cannot advance. You're getting yourself a job opportunity in a certain company, and the title itself just scares you. You are like, what do you mean? This job is too big for me. We have people who have graduated who are 5, 10 years, 7 years, 8 years. What about me? I just graduated last year. Do I think I can even make it? No, you can make it. You can truly make it. It does not matter. Just have confidence. And what is the problem with trying anyway? Isn't it? Has anyone ever died by trying? No one. Go there, present yourself. Even if you don't get that job, at least you managed to know how questions are asked on the interview panel. Okay? If you don't get to articulate yourself better, at least you got to know the type of questions that will be asked. So don't get scared of trying some of these opportunities out there. Apply. Talk to the people that can help you to ensure that you have that job. Okay? And finally, that I cannot sit down without presenting is we cannot forget the place of God in everything we do. The place of spirituality in everything that we do. My dear friends, life is as spiritual as it gets. Isn't it? Do we understand that? Life is as spiritual as it gets. In the morning, when I came in this afternoon, we were having a small conversation in the office about how Christianity sometimes we get scared of interacting with other religions. But some of the spaces we want to access are held by some of the religions that we despise. Isn't it? And you need the wisdom and the intelligence to allow you access these spaces. If you don't, and some of those spaces that are accessed, you will push it through your own prayer to open up the heart of a man to you, to give you a certain job. The good word says that the heart of a king is in the hands of the Lord. He turns it in the way he wants, isn't it? He desires. Who is this that you want to speak to? Have you ever been in a space? One time I went to a restaurant and a waitress came, and I asked for my order. The way she spoke, I dismissed her within a second. She didn't even answer me twice. She only spoke a word, and I felt disconnected from this girl. I just told her, get me someone else. I want to speak to someone else. But being a spiritual person, even though I did that, I could sense there is a certain presence about this girl that is not good. Isn't it? There's a certain presence. She's not a bad person, but there is a certain spiritual aspect about her that just pushes people away from her. Then I went to another restaurant. Another lady spoke to me almost the same way, but what I did, I laughed with her. I just laughed. We started laughing. You know, with the person I was with, I started laughing until I was reminded, do you remember this lady has spoken exactly the same way the other girl spoke? What am I telling you? There is a space of favor in life. When we talk about people having beautiful papers, there is a place of favor that will make you access certain spaces that you would not imagine you would access. If we ever trivialize the place of spirituality and assume we would walk in life just like that, then we have failed from the on go. What is your relationship with your God as regards to that job you desire to have? What are your convictions and what are your prayer points as you speak to God? What are you telling God about that job? Because someone will labor the place of prayer and they do not have the papers, they will get it. Even Esther was prepared, isn't it? Yes. Esther took time to prepare, and when things were so tough, they took a 3 days fast. That was to change things in the spirit first before they are changed in the physical. You will need to change things in the physical first, in the spiritual first, before you change things in the physical. There's an interview you will go, you will know that this one, I do not know what to say. But when you get there, after you speak, you will definitely just get it. because you are able to change things in the spirit. I don't mean that you need to do or fast if you're not in that space of fasting, but you have a group of friends and people, sisters, that you can just call and say, please hold my hand and pray for me. I am going for this job interview. Please hold my hand. Help me pray. That's the kind of friends that you keep around you are very important. What conversations do you have with these friends? Call them and tell them that I'm having this interview. Please help me pray. I have friends that are not very much inclined to spiritual matters. But when they are going to make an important appointment, they will call me. They will tell me, Rose, I'm having an interview on this day and this day. I just called you to say, speak a word. You know, Rose, just speak a word. Connect it to what God has done for you to what I'm also going to do. And sometimes we will not make very great, enormous prayers. You'll just tell God, as you have blessed me, just hold her hand, also bless her. Okay? If you have blessed me, God, and helped me to access this space through the same grace that you have given me to access this space, please, God, allow her to access that space. So the place of spirituality is very important as we go out there, that we are praying that God will help us to access these spaces, because life is very spiritual. Have we had that conversation? Life is very spiritual, more spiritual than we can ever think. People have beautiful papers. People come from beautiful backgrounds, but they are struggling. You will get yourself having a brother who is in a very top position, but he would rather help another person, a stranger, than helping you. Have we encountered that? That you have a brother who is a CEO in a company, but you've been tamarking for over 5 years. He can't help you. His heart is not inclined to helping you. Not because he's a bad person. No, he's not a bad person. If he was a bad person, he would not be helping other people, isn't it? But the fact that he is not helping you, it means it's a spiritual aspect that needs to be dealt with, isn't it? It's true. So we start crying. I think there was a famous president in this country. They could show some photos of the brother suffering. Did we see that? But this brother is helping other people. So what prayers do you start making out of bitterness? Father, Lord, because he has not helped me, may he never prosper. He will prosper. Okay? Because look at how my own blood brother, we were born from the same mother. He cannot even hold my hand. No, life is spiritual. Someone else has claimed him on your behalf and is now helping him and not helping you. Okay? So just because I'm your brother, I'm your sister, it is not automatic that I will help you. Some of us have graduated with friends who have gone to work in bigger spaces, and it will only call for a word for them to speak, and you will be employed in that company. It does not even mean you'll make an application or something. They will just need to speak good of you in a certain space, and you'll automatically be employed. But this friend cannot help you. This friend cannot open doors for you. They can have a different conversation with you as regarding to life and business, but when it comes to real help, they will never help you, because life is as spiritual as it gets. So as we live through life, may we appreciate the place of God and know that God is faithful to bring us to the place that we ever desire to be. So I hope with those few remarks, I've been able to encourage us, for us to go through life with assurance that our life will turn out to what we want to be. A word of encouragement is, you will definitely be what you want to be. You will definitely access those spaces that you want to access. Never be scared. It does not matter where you come from. It does not matter your background. You are going to be what God has called you to be. Don't get scared. Life is unpredictable sometimes, but don't live in fear, because it is Him only who began a good work in you shall be faithful to bring it to completion. Thank you so much for your time. It is a privilege to meet you today and have a privilege to speak to all of you. God bless you.
Wow, that was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.